In one day, every window will turn into a route after signing in, and every route will be a black hole. What do you want? First of all, night time and rich people roaming around with luxury cars and girls on crooked streets. It's been 2.5 years since you woke up without work. Other people become scouts and make losses and become overpower bosses, and after graduation you are unemployed for 2 months like a 30 square feet guy lying in a runner's car. It is difficult to roam around here. You are about to run out of money to buy coins. You were lying on the bench and were about to abuse the person above when suddenly a notification came on your phone. Your secondary college-going sister had transferred 2,000 rupees to you, and there was a white light on the scan. Brother, I am fooling myself that you are dying to be fooled. They have secretly sent the money to the box if you have not searched there, but you are with me today. I looked into your eyes and accepted the money without any hesitation. In a few years you were completely broke. I had to depend on my family for living expenses. Your mother, who is a stranger even to pick up a smartphone, sleeps 1,000 times. She can't see you in pain. You called your mother on the internet and thought that this time I will be a little more. I can stop myself in the morning of sending money to my sister, but I am completely on the other side of the phone. I was in doubt. What nonsense is he talking about? In the college team he was given only 8 rupees to send this to you. I did not ask him to send this 2,000 rupees. Boom, it is like a bomb has gone off in your mind. You have left the money without thinking that you have not sent the money. So how much is your sister's pocket money? She has a secondary stock. She has such a strong wish to send you. Where did you get such a wish from? Somewhere. You are not worth as much as your drinking pussy. Your heart was growing as if someone had caught hold of it. You were stunned. If your sister cooked some beef for you, you would have died 10,000 times. Your eyes were red. With trembling hands you wanted to dial your sister's number, but suddenly the sound of a mechanical electron echoed in your mind. Brother, the year's test ended by stopping the system from beeping. You are the first one I would like, and then there is no more happiness in your eyes. There is no more happiness in my mind. I have spent 2 whole years. You know how I have spent these 2 years. My chat has been activated again, but before you could run happily, the front line of the system has read all your single print and read it. Want to bind? What's the joke? I waited for you for 2 years and you're having a one-night stand with me, but you had no option. You started grinding your teeth. Band, hurry up. In the next second you'll hear the notifications that started firing in your mind like a machine gun. 23 sounds and 59 minutes left in the making. The sound is in an infinite space on the road where nothing can pass by. Money has been credited to $1 billion account. Top tier maids have been dispatched. Money has dropped into 10 turns solid gold space. Money has dropped 10 million cash directly into your bank card. Money has 10 million energy crystals ahead in the inventory. You just kept hearing that sounding din. Only 6 coins were spent in total. In 6 times you were a loser who couldn't make instant noodles straight from a multimillionaire. At this speed it is 86,400 seconds in 8 days. When you woke up from sleep you could have gone straight to the whole planet Earth, but the sound of every sound was making your heart sink. You muted the system and got stuck on the beat. You forgot to even call your sister for a moment. The next day, as soon as you woke up, your first reaction was to call your tax and check the tax. They said 0. The line was so long that you came to your senses. Because the whole 10 billion renminbi round was given, and this was just the beginning. You stopped going out, took only the most expensive deliveries, and kept staring at the countdown till 12 o'clock, then came back to the system and said in your last lines, wrote a letter to a top-tier bodyguard. You have dispatched 1 billion. The time-up system is being unbind. The dollars are stuck in the black card. The host is now you yourself. The system disappeared as fast as it came. You forgot it. For 2 years there were no responses, but you were not worried even for a night. The apes were the same in your mind. I was invincible. In the same way you focused your mind and entered this finite space which was half as big as the world. See the front view. You are sure this was not a normal space. It was a private empire. On the left side there was a pile of cash, dollars as much as a cup. If you try to calculate, there were 20 supreme black card lines near it, in which all were balanced from $1 billion to $100 billion. Altogether about 1 trillion dying tar aft 40 million pence was shining solid gold. Its shine is not even visible to you. Even if you loot all the banks of the world you will not get that much gold. And the most crazy thing was that in the huge field in front there are 1.5 million absolute loyal subordinates, 90 million fully armed muscle bodyguards, 4 million at beautiful top-tier maids, and all the rest are world-class assassins, hack rupees, miracle doctors and scientists. Along with this crazy lineup you can now seriously abuse the Richardson of the world and treat him. I bowed down to my knees and apologized. I felt proud of you and went to job hunting in the kitchen and went to the kitchen of those arrogant capitalist bosses who used to humiliate you and hence show you to all the rich people of the city that why do you say that what do you lack the most right now? It is not that you have to make some master plan to take over the world, but this to serve peace in this world you must have trump card in your hand. You just waved your hand and summoned 2 suit-wearing thugs straight from the system space. 1 meter tall man like 2 giants as soon as he landed on the ground turned straight 90 degrees and shouted in a loud voice, "This is the master." The cringe title in Hindi made you tit, but one thing confirmed that the subordinates given by the system are 100 loyal. Just tell me from now on, young master. Yes, young master, you have lived with satisfaction now. When you are worried you have taken out all your trump cards. Swish swish. 10 stop tier bodyguards, 1 gold medal butler, 6 spies, and 1 elite hacker. You will get that news in the blink of an eye. The room was filled so much that I couldn't even stand my feet. Then the big surprise was that this person had a sci-fi level ultra-thin laptop in his hand. Even these dangerous people also had the latest smartphones. This after-sale service of the system is really mind-blowing. You have prepared to on the plan of action to on the disabled all the security cameras of the blind spots of this building. Rest of the 6 bodyguards and 2 middle-aged spies are left to Turinth my. If you leave the middle of hometownja and 24/7 secret, no one will doubt the information, but at once all the cameras of perfect done young master ass pass were hacked and there was so much tension on the port that I had just hit the bill, he coldly reported. I handed them a wad of cash and left from there. Then you selected 4 ace spies who looked like college students. Now there is only 1 faithful butler, so long tech genius hacker Subiti, 2 personal bodyguards, 1 5-star hotel, book 1 5-star hotel. I don't wait for 1 more second at such a strange place when we go straight to the cash down payment. 1 luxury mansion. You arrived with full attitude, but at the same time there was a technicality in the country. These are all the ghost accounts in India. You saw an elephant while roaming around. You can handle it. You looked at the horse's side. A confused memory appeared on the horse's face and he pulled out brand new ID cards straight from his pocket, called and saw the young master. Tension details of all the profiles are registered in the system. Our background is where you are vacating the room. You did not even bother about the deposit and are having fun with your squat. You are now drinking a god-level binary moon. You are about to have time to argue with this crouching landlord. But after reaching there you have noticed a casualty cabbie driver and have taken out the spring and all of you are heavy. But looking at the people, I can't do this without looking at all of you. I took out 2 steps of 100,100 steps and pushed them inside through the door. The driver was talking a day ago that he was shining like a 200-watt bulb. He was flashing faster than a thunderbolt. Your vision is very sharp. If I tell you the truth, then my car is made to withstand overload. So the traffic police looked at you and stopped the car straight away. The driver turned back and gave you a confident look as if he was saying that in one day I will handle every siphon on the road and every road will be completely unique and every road will be completely unique. Then what do you want first? Those who want to know the future scenario, they can search for oil, they can search for oil, they can spray mastic, they can do it, they can search for oil. On the other hand, Limo was already hiding in a blind spot of the corridor. He took out his phone and invited your sister to take a picture of Jang's companion. My friends were relaxing on Jang's side and were listening to the report on the phone. Suddenly, I was holding a glass of water in my hand and I felt like teasing Lynchen's sister. When this war happened, he was directly threatening his death while I was looking at the door. When did the traffic stop there? Then again, I said that I had crossed the red light. Who gives birth to a child in a hotel? Will your baby be delivered in the presidential suite someday? He quickly threw a challan, came out from here and got caught next time. Otherwise he went straight to the driver's office and scanned it. Dogs, you write the challan while showing good wishes to the driver and start the car back. This world is really a big job. After going through the drama of the driver's journey, you will come back to work and will be led to the sofa king-size bed of the presidential suite of a 5-star hotel. After taking a bath with hot water, you will wonder what has happened in your mind. Sister has surprised you. You have given the money too, but now you didn't know. Where did you get so much desire from the college tournament? If you asked her, then she would not tell anything to you. You turned towards the door and called out. Not even 10 seconds had passed that the dog walked up to the level and opened the door and went inside. Check out the race statistics and history of all the Pat Team Jacks in full. Yes, young master me. Half an hour later he placed that sci-fi looking laptop right in front of you. On the screen was a full picture of your sister. Young Master Seekin MS is currently working as an int streamer. This is what his Lifestein channel has written. As soon as you heard this you frowned and your face became as black as streaming. This underwear is more than a gutter. It's dirty. I don't know how innocent the girl is. She goes into it and she loses her way in the greed of a few rupees from top donators. After all, this is not the limit of her. You can never give your dog sister the privilege of bathing in this swamp. You immediately took out your phone and with full color shock did the work called Chinching Rasland Liziking. What a strange name this is. All your sorry existence has also been destroyed, but as soon as you opened the profile your beating heart got a little solace. This girl was lying on the sofa in the presidential suite of the hotel looking at the phone screen. She gave an eagle smile and turned on her heel and turned to the English chief. Earlier you were a freeloader who used to only watch the stream, but this was never a gift. You used to think that it is more important to buy whitewash with these pennies, but today you are planning something. You are a label or a work. No one even noticed after entering the stream. After all, there were only a few dozen people in the stream. These were the matches of the big influencers who had millions of people sleeping. This set was really very stressful, and then suddenly in big run a doormat's hand started ringing. You saw that the sun was showing on the screen. Its eyes were red. The voice was at work. That heartbreaking acting. One part of the screen was also being streamed, but the very next moment he suddenly raised his head. A kiss was placed on his face. He turned into a bass while making a lovely voice. Your beauty is in the filter. I am the boss of the young Belch. The Belch chief also offers a cigarette to me. The Belch chief also offers me a cigarette. Even the pregnant woman wants to send me to eat. The crowd of beef in front of me is shouting this, saying this. Suddenly what happened was the character thinking you were surprised to see that my dog sister also has such a case of split personality and acting. Let's take a jump, and everyone started lazily when the atmosphere was suddenly at its peak. Then a VIP named Bardar entered. His 1-unit level was 37. It was clear that there was no shortage of money. As soon as he came he took the step. What do you think about the offer I gave you yesterday? Seeing this your face turned red with anger. What is going on in the mind of top donators? You can tell even by shouting just a few rupees. Jarku forces us for offline meetups and opens up those poor days of ours. I am thankful that he said so much. He replied without even thinking. I am writing like this for work. You ask someone else to smoke. After hearing this the bird's ego got removed and he got carried away on account of this. If you just make 10-20 rolls on such a struggling streamer then he will be fooled. He has spent one day and is continuing his move. He will remain in the top rank 1 of this live stream. No one will try to snatch him, and then due to this recklessness he will get a straight cornmeal gift of Rs. Flash started flashing on the screen. Some small donors tried to trick it, but Bardhar Main showered money on them. 5 Karnovs, 10 Karnovs, more than 10,000 rupees will flow like water in a few minutes. Competitors who were still jumping will run away from the stream after hitting the door. Chat box is completely filled with OP spoons. Bardhar Main is now in full form. I was running in the air. He has started open mockery in stream. It is easy to talk about big things. If you don't have power then you will have to turn to show off, and then you will have to eat something else like that. Even then I was silent till now. He did a line type Lazy King very comfortably. Then I will sing a song for my chief. I want to hear the song of Lazy Sheep. Then Meek level 1 was dominating the others in such a way that in a moment you all will become the target. Before I could say anything in my tongue I was the first one to jump. Where did this lazy R come from? Got a level 1 account and is wondering whether I even know about the day of the stream or not. I don't have any money, so I kept it closed and silently went to the corner, and everyone else also started taking fun while the chief remained silent and did not gift even a glow stick and asked the streamer to sing a song. Stopped dreaming and seeing all these thrall comments. It didn't make any difference to you, but you felt relaxed today. You opened the interface and your fingers moved fast on screen. If you found that throwing game is not open, then today I was showing you how to say the real dimension and strike. You gave Colesmith and I thought, brother Meng, I don't want to compete for rank 1, so first ask your Willy chief grandfather whether he will allow it or not. Father of Scream, I was watching you sing in the live stream to your dog sister, so lame your eyes went wide. I never noticed before that this girl's voice is so amazing. There is no doubt that she is able to serve the 3-minute song in her beautiful voice. As soon as the song of 3 minutes ended, the whole chat box was playing once more. Some sensuous little mortals were talking about hearts beer gifts. Even the lame ones were very crazy. She did not consider any gift as small and gave it to all in a sweet voice. Thank you, brother Gaha. This thing made this girl named Bard Ming even more trigger. He must have been abusing that poor fellow. I have asked for help, but still I did not get this treatment and he is becoming a free lotus brother. This bitch vented out her anger in the acid chat. I closed Larn's stream, added WeChat and talked in private, gave this bastard a bad message and gave you a Coles mug, switched from young Willet Chief Ali ID and typed your name in Jabe. Only a few words are there and look. You are touching the sky and don't even blink. The plug, you have pressed the most expensive gift button of Seduce stream. Young Willet Chief also did the same thing and young Willet Chief sent 100 convols. 100 convols have given Sedu 3 locks. It is known that even 100 people are not eligible in this stream, so he has left it for some small streamer. Screen has been on the entire platform to see Priscilla in efforts. She got angry and froze on her face. Its mouth was so open that an egg could fit, where in normal religions one doesn't even see the head of a Cornwall, and today it is written, keep showing God of wealth. Thank you, Willet Chief. Sir, what do you want to hear for these Cornwalls? When it happened to him, the cow turned into a flower and looked at you straight 90 degrees. Its sound was echoing in its heart in a different way. The first thought that came to her mind as soon as her friend arrived was that her elder brother would now be able to eat good food every day, and her younger brother, who was in high school, would also benefit from it. And in her eyes, if she appeared poor, she would not spoil the girl's stomach so that no one would consider her a loser in the college. That's why she used to eat the dried bread of the food girl herself so that she could save 1 penny for herself. Sitting on this side of the screen, you never had any idea why you were sitting on one side of the screen, but you have suffered a bit. You were a little tensed for this after seeing those anal corns on the screen. You were worried that the water level of this platform is very deep, that this girl has no control. If you fight, she has crossed the limit of money, then you will take back all this money from me. Meanwhile, in the live chat, the public had completely gone astray. I have found a real while God level boss. The village chief has written that the whole young village has given 3 lakh rupees for a song to spam this idiot. If I start the stream now, will I be late? Give me a Cornwall, I will keep singing. I will not even look at you at this time. Brother, men who had already stopped talking to me while suppressing their questions while waiting. In my heart, you did not even look at the live stream. It was true that your phone vibrated. There was a private message from the back end of this girl. Village chief, you really did not search the young village. This money is too much. Did I transfer your milk back and saw 2 screens on your photo? There was a huge earthquake. Not bad. This much cash did not spoil his breath. He knows his limits. He is not one of those gold diggers who start bossing the boss as soon as they see money. She is not a brainless girl. You messaged me to speed up Jambukro. There is no need of a fan in your videos. Your clothes are very cheap. You have falsely rated her. Are you very poor? She was streaming on one side, and on the other side she was typing your reply with a stick on her head. The clothes should be just worn, but my brother needs money. If a boy's purse is empty, then how will it work? As soon as you read this message, your defenses were completely broken. You felt a strange jealousy in your nose. You were this crazy person's sister. It hurts so much to see this that I feel like kissing myself. But Marlon, you controlled your emotions forcefully and typed, do you really want to become a big internet celebrity? You did not reply to him. I just like singing, and as long as I am happy, that is enough. I understood that after I tapped this last line, I fell down on the bed and fell asleep. The next day, when you were in the presidential suite of this top-tier hotel staff, your luxury breakfast had already been planted. Damn, these expensive things really give a different ball feeling. You stretched a length and walked towards the door. Called Dragon Butler here. While you were standing on the floor, Dragon Butler had alerted a soldier straight away without even looking at him. You waved a black card towards him. Take some people with you and go and pick up 2 luxury cars. Call me for the last time. Call me anchor and start my class. Songsu turned back and looked at him with interest. There were no boys sitting nearby. This scammer named John Huabog is proud of the money of his father. He drives such a door 911 and has been losing the money of the sun since the very first. It has been heard that he has bought dozens of goldfish in a year. There is no limit to his shamelessness. His ultimate life goal is to kill the top 10 beauties of the campus one by one and make him his victim. And now the only one who did not fall into his trap was the beautiful 3-day-old son. His father realized that after getting jealous like this, he had experienced something which made his face red. He said something else and gave a dirty, evil smile. He said, you are just a sexy lover, so have dinner with me once and I will make you so hot that you will become a top internet celebrity. Saying this, he gave his dirty hand. She turned towards the white hands of the son and turned completely pale due to the shock of the sun. She jumped towards the teacher. I knew the washroom. This is how he somehow escaped from there by pretending to be a bathhouse. Limo was sitting in the corner. He was watching all this with great interest. There was a lifelike cold in his eyes which could help anyone. He turned around and asked a random girl sitting nearby, "Who is this leopard?" He is becoming smart and the teacher is not saying anything. Brother, the first generation project of a fruitful project worth Rs. 100 million has started. Brother, we are fed up with this. Our campus will soon become a victim of all the diseases we can only abuse from the heart. When she came back from the washroom limping, she did not have the courage to hurry back to her place. She gave him an empty bottle, and then the person sitting next to me was coincidentally none other than Chanji. "Hello, my name is Chanziro." Chanziro went ahead and looked at both the girls nearby. So Lang Shu took out all his narration and Zhang Hua read all about how he loves her and opened it in front of him. On the other hand, the lemon cup had gone to the whitewash of the corridor. He took out the phone and quickly made the video of my sister's lust with my partner. Zhang Hua made the whole story and details one by one. At that time you were sitting in Mad Da's state of western suburbs, relaxing on your pure leather sofa and listening to this report on the phone. The glass of red wine held in your hand suddenly shattered with a crackling sound. This was the end of my courage to touch my sultan's sister. You are actually dancing on your own grave with your butler and bodyguards. Step forward and go round the city's top-tier number 1 estate. Near you is a well-dressed real estate agent who is looking at you in full examination. This estate is full of 6,000 square meter indoor or outdoor double swimming pools. Beast luxury cars can be parked here comfortably. Its price is 113.8 billion, but if you have full cash, let's pay the rest of the amount in just 1 rupee. 1 billion. You are not done yet. Just took a look and thought that the work will be done. Butler, quickly complete the pay bar. You just took the turn of the queue and stood outside going to this roll choice with VIP number plate. You were waiting for your sister like this. Who had time for this agent? However, Sun's real estate agent got angry at him because he couldn't process it. He joked that he would get the mortgage done or make the full payment. As soon as he heard the full payment, the agent also started saying sass. He was surprised by this. He was so excited that he did not fall on his knees, and during this time he was already feeling like the leader of his day. I was sitting on the bench and was listening to the sex report of my man. I didn't know it at first, but as soon as I heard it I was yearning for my dear sister so much. In my eyes once upon a time coldness was said, and in the voice there was death. In my voice, go find out everything about her. In a few days my sister will be blessed. Go select a top-level supercard for her gift and send some boys to loosen the limits of this curse named Zhang. If she lets book the entire family with a click of a fly, from the second generation rich to the second generation hot guys, we will go to the overseas factory. Now it's time to capture some international assets. As the night falls, the food street of the spring of Shincheng University is completely filled. He was sitting at a food stall. Who is a human being? He asked as soon as he touched the sky, and then suddenly, without any hesitation, as if 2 muscular giants came from his side and stood up, this murderous skull emanating from him and the angels sitting next to him. It was as if someone's mouse was still in the sky. He proudly raised his head, and the crow's day. I don't know what is there. Is anyone sitting here? A big donkey looked at him as if a spoon was looking at a dead body. He crouched close to his ear and said in a very cold voice, "This is the war. No, my master has sent a message for you. If again this dog of yours is not able to save his life, the master has said that he likes this cocky attitude of yours very much, so pray for him. This is the arrow. Keep roaming till the end." As soon as the bodyguard finished, he gave his hand and boom, he hit a strong thumper on the table. I got scared and got his thump, and cold sweat came out. His back had also been slapped to the point that it was completely cracked on the 2 centimeter thick, but crack, his voice had cracked completely like a spider web. If this slap had fallen on his brain, he would have been sent to bodygoo. As soon as Ards came out from there, he hit Zhang Hao's back door. He was completely asking the sweat of his brow, but in his eyes there was a gleam like that of someone who has seen death, so he doesn't shy away. He was still making a dashing plan in his mind. If force doesn't work, then I will get drug in him. If I crossline with him at once, will he really kill me? I was sitting next to him. The spoon said in a conversational voice, how bro, who were those people? They really looked very dangerous. You were pretending to hide your work. 6 people have come to my door to invite me to visit the house tomorrow. The spoons silently rolled their eyes and cursed in their hearts. Have you thought that this is the one who blew your skull, and you call it eating at home? So you are On the other hand, your sister was completely unaware of all these things. She had just come from a clean shower and was getting ready to start her stream, and as far as you were concerned, you had shifted to this 1 billion top-tier estate. You used your brain, and suddenly 26 top maids, 8 Michelin star chefs, 16 fully armed bodyguards had entered here, a private doctor and a top-level beauty manager had also been set up. You were standing in front of this big glass window looking at the glittering night city of Modu. You had made a master plan already in your mind. Once you return from the overseas missions, you will treat your sister's birth taper parents like an estate for the time being of this Modu, and at this time you will see who dares to spare a single hair of your family. You are this 100 square meter person. Ever since I started having endless cash on the sofa at the head of the mansion, the need to go there has ended. Now it's just relaxing. Suddenly a notification ding came. The only follow account in my list was live. It was my sister's sister, so I clicked on it. You casually clicked on this stream. Damn, this is the stream in which I normally watch. As soon as I entered my stream, the highest level knobs of bus 20 to 30 level came in my stream. As soon as I entered, these loyal fans started making crazy noises. There were bus crazy comments on the entire screen. Welcome Vil Chief. Did Vila Chief want a wife? Please take our streamer. I am also ready to marry the male fan evil on the screen, and please leave your comment after watching the comments. Even if someone mentioned this brother man, what kind of pastime did he read in his false theories? I cited this in my wish that in the drama of making his streamer's dog is the big brother. As soon as you see this line, the entire stream will explode. Saleen Agard, the second best of the screen, and in his mind it was all the time that you made this little girl your dog sister. You were feeling like trying to do a spline in your diary. You also gave a straight line fake while going with this flow. There is no meaning of coming in. The answer: yes, today I will feed you through the drink. I did it with so much ease. I thought that I will put you directly on the top, so you were so lame I couldn't handle this double-colored girl's body, and on my lips she clicked on me on the screen. It flashed and a new stream was connected which had big letters written on its face: I want money. The popularity of the stream in front was double from here. All the news stories on its ranking port were falling on the screen as if there was no existence of them. Only the money was being showered. I was waiting for the progress of the same stream which I was thinking of a moment ago. You suddenly crushed it in such a deadline. Why did I not go into it? You saved me by shooting like a single level direct rocket and reached level 52. Sitting in front of the screen, the lame girl's eyes were about to open when she was hit by the door. Her small hands started shaking and she started panicking that at this moment elder brother's attentions might be mistaken for her, and the public of Leaf Chat had lost their temper. The chat section was completely ruined. This is the god of wealth altogether. For a long jump it was completely ruined. Just say something and keep on spamming. I saw the same girl in front of me who was waiting for the vote just a few seconds ago. Now seeing this poor vote gap, I got suspicious and started looking at her face and started looking at her because she got all the Brook sponsors even if they were not of your height. The green girl lost her mind and turned away from the camera, ignoring her own fans. She wore a white top which was a bit looser and shorter, and while dancing she started showing off her ass in front of the camera. It was clear that she was straightening her breasts just like you on the screen, so she spoke like that. You were watching this drama playing on the screen, but there was not even an emotion in your heart, but you were feeling. You kept hitting all the spots on your ass and kept on pumping your cock straight to the pinnacle of Anstable. As per your style, you used to hit 100 action balls straight on the floor. You used to wash your dick completely to the ground. They didn't even get a chance to get a counter attack. The popularity of your stream completely exploded, and within no time that account shot to level 59 and reached level 60. You were just one step away from the milestones. People were going crazy in the cheap chip box, and you were the chief ultimate boss. This ublate speed was literally insane. Sitting in front of the camera, Compatili was getting wet. More than 1 million were streamed in a single night. This was such an astronomical figure for this rookie streamer that he was dreaming about. No, at first she thought that she would go offline straight after this match, but who knew that after 3 seconds she had more than 1 million followers, and the popularity of her stream was 10 people more than your sister's stream. But the most comedy thing was that the Shopahite fans instantly recognized that she topped her rank board. That brother Meng their band board. Have you ever forgotten to tell your brothers that after looking at this lowly and arrogant form of yours, you felt that someone had just caught a drink and wanted to take advantage of it as soon as you came? Isn't it just a desire to turn off the show by looking down at you and to hide behind you? So when the sluts saw the public in front of them, then while giving a warning they advised you to think of a big organ and blackness on the public screen. All the brothers of Line 50 Young Village stop their screens and do the same thing. I will see you today. What is a god level boss? This is the comment. All the people sitting in the stream got mad. The fans went completely crazy and started thinking that you are going to fight this hard fight by expanding your land and property. Then as soon as the pay meter came in front, those big bosses from the opposite side are running in their private group. I am doing a test of 300 kanwalas. I take some money and add 200 more. His calculator was working perfectly at one time. He thought that by cutting 3 million rupees from 1,000 kanvals he will completely destroy you, but you did not give a chance to the English blouses to make their move. Your only swipe and gift effects directly crushed the red. Young will a chief sent carnival into 1,000 8,000 kanvals created a storm. 24 million actual cash splashed across the screen. Instantly water flowed in a few seconds. Then you moved the progress bar on the opposite side and went to another visible deadline. There was a cremation sound like that of the male streamer who was there a second ago. His fake smile appeared on his face while his spit was coming. He was lying on his back like a dead body after hitting the door. The order of the opposite sidewall. Rank 1 boss was on the screen. Brother Meng was holding his head and was swallowing his spit. He was swallowing his spit from inside. Was he in a bad state with Rugrats? Didn't he take it from some stone? He is springing straight like his follower. This man is of the last case level. I am sure that on the opposite side he lost more than 1 million fans on the spot. All of them surrendered together and on their knees they entered the Lingus stream like crazy and started running. Daddy, will it? Because I did not already like that stream, so I have come to join the young. Will it? The comments made the screen go completely and stopped watching the Kling's stream. It increased by 3 times, and at that time the ceiling flashed on your account. Seeing the batch of max level 75 Pori stars can't even count the number of stars on the sun. Even the count will not be able to count till the end of the day. More than 20 million rupees will be showered on his head. He had not dreamed of seeing so many zeros even in his dreams, but there is no happiness in his heart because he is worried about the fact that in this world only one person wants him. Have you made your account long, and are you serious about numbers? Who irritated you that you took your mind and gave away your whole commission to us? Shorty streamer, how much did you give to us as a reward for us? Shorty streamer, you got no money and you became a clueless person because you did this by tipping tens of millions. The society has become full of cross-species superpower. The society has become full of superpower. The society has become pure. The comments have been ignored, and so the streamer has been exited and the streamer has gone offline and the back-end inbox has become full of fat 99 plus messages per click to see that sub ala galag influencers kibaya exposing photos. T unka level was so much that it blew your mind while you were tuning the link. A private message came from a small streamer named Shukuchoti streamer in which he was crying that he would like to be a chief. Please give me your account number to save all this money. In true reply, also he nailed you and made it. Just think more about the situation in which sister-in-law and sister-in-law came next Saturday, and that's the bird's day, so that if you throw away your pension then it is going to be like this in the West. Due to the hot number 1 estate, there are few miles in it. I have taken a surprise plan that I have done a lot of casual ball, but in front of me I have stopped showing my hair due to the West because number 1 is a top-level luxury estate area. The feeling in my heart was that you are capable of overcoming the big bad wall with bad intentions. I took my money from my best friend and made a plan to meet you on live stream. I thought that the camera was on so that you would not be able to do it, but were interested in the romantic drama of yours. The next morning you crossed the ocean and bought an underground in the high suburbs of New York in which you did not mention. The empty garage was filled with people in a flash like one's head. Top level spice 20 financial sharks 20 cyber heist rupees, and one such gold medal assassin. As he passed by it would have snowed even if the yachtsider realized that he was lying with the packs smoke and he had shown that he had a card worth $10 billion and the intelligence leaders had given the rate to him. You should spend the next 6 months digging for me all the secrets of the whole world. I wish that no one else in this world would die. After looking through my eyes you saw me now as a financial genius by the name of Ruelong, and I found the entire $400 billion for raising his debt, and you found a tap on his shoulder and your voice was so normal that you were talking about the dinner at night, sharing with me how to become a global corporation, whether aviation, ocean control or mining, whether it is any hardcore industry or not, you are under control. Earning money is not my target. You must have absolute control. Understand that Rolong's eyes are full of fat rings. I have never seen such a boss in my life who is raining down signs of money. Finally, when I saw the description of that foreign assassin named Robot, it was as if there was ice in your eyes, but the horse has been trying to clear it in my path. In a month you killed 300 top-level assassins. You also changed the name of the organization. After destroying all this, the demon lit a cigarette and a cloud of smoke flew out as you came out of Carrot. No one even dreamed of shaking the global power by doing a dangerous organization intelligence. And after killing the giant demon, just after killing one of your head, the demon web assassin became a demon. It is in your eyes that the stars of the planet and the rays of the sky are also visible in your eyes. Your ultimate goal is to complete the universe. Just like you surf here, you bought a normal car for your sister, but it is like you are in the top-level auto expo of the financial hub where the $1 million luxury card is flying on the coins. It is here that after the news the time of astonishment has fallen so much that you have not seen the net worth. You didn't even walk and you saw the rule of no entry for the poor. You were still showing your professional knowledge at the time of your butler and bodyguards. However, he stopped talking and said that he found a midget delivery which was beautiful in foreign art. He thought that the Asian rich kid was not too much. He quickly shook his head and said, yes, you can show me whatever you like. You were cold, smug, and the next person who bought it was making everyone's mind as if he was pointing his finger, as if the messenger had placed the order. This is Martin, this is Bugatti, and both of them are Ferrari. La Ferrari black and red. The mouth should be black and red. Which sex would you like? The foreigner's eyes were blinking and he was shouting, oh my god. He was looking at you as if the god of wealth was coming in front of him. He was just not moving, that he was looking at the eyes of the foreigner and he was giving you a damn chill. You saw the butler swiping the card just like you did when you got an invitation to the top VIP auction. Even the weight of your pound didn't make any difference. You just enjoyed the expressions of the shopkeepers in the garrulous foreigner's style. You thought that today would pass by peacefully, but who would have guessed that you would end up shopping in a luxury neighborhood with a very bad incident? Why would you like to buy top-label jewelry for your family now, and the spring has not yet come, when suddenly some black goons burst into the veins, showing that this is the trend of looting and they got to see it in reality. For a moment your blank cloth has filled the donkey's mind with dust, and in the end the dust has not been cooked in the lake to clear the mud in the mind. You signaled to the bodyguards that now you have to wait till now and keep quiet. There is a fire of anger burning in your heart that you have seen the news of going back to the once foolish base. I will employ 20 heavy armed guards for your security if anyone dares to kill you. You will run in less than 3 minutes. In this, foreign robbers have looted all the money in a very professional manner, which has spoiled your mind that while you were going to kill your bodyguards, they have come back with heavy shame due to the murder of your bodyguards, and they have come back to attack your bodyguards and force you to kill them. For this reason I always saw you tie who loots others in the garbage so many times that you started dancing on your head and came back. The more you thought, the more angry you got. You immediately turned to face and instantly be stopped here, armed bodyguards to give you a stop. At the hour of dawn, a dead commando in your entire underground. Use the network and kill a looter by using a special way to capture the person who is hiding as much as you can. He would not be able to give the next day's sun, who would be so dangerous to hear the sound of that white noise. What you had done would be so scary. That's what you had done. Like the rat, it had filled every corner of this circle like the one in the city. Take a sample of this black back bar only in the city's milk. They were making a fresh blue color on the dance floor there. They were lying there. They were shaking their waists like crazy people, wearing heavy round chains. If you were there, you would have noticed at a glance that there were some people there who stole your jewelry in the daytime. These two were silent with the girls of the country. They were in a state of death because they started eating the entire garden in a hurry. Someone had suspected that they had spoken. They turned their eyes and fell straight on the ground like a dead dog. Some undercover agents wearing normal public clothes were made of them. One word: these two people are something. Tanker Spring will drag the people in a white mirror. These two had already prepared what remained of the two people. Spring will drag the people. Spring would drag a white mirror. The door of the car opened, and as if opening someone, he pushed back, pressed the accelerator, and the car went straight towards the Spring deserted area of the city. Brother, it is the same too, isn't the driver driving the car looking in the rear view mirror? Asked the friend, a leader sitting on the seat cold breathed. Our doctor's boss has specifically ordered them to be eliminated. A new recruit sitting behind nervously swallowed his cock and started asking who is the main leader of his organization. On hearing this question, the leader who was in the car got a peace of mind and looked at him as if he was looking at a dead body. Do you believe that you are dead? If you are secretly discussing about the base, then our book's boss will even give a fart and your entire family will be gone from this world. All of them were the lowest level goons of your dacoit. You, those who stay with me will keep secrets and those who oppose you will be killed. To fulfill this, the state has given power a foothold. Till now I was talking only about fame. The more targets you kill, the more you will reach the top position by dragging others. Within some time you will kill me. Now I will enter into the hole with the ropes. What kind of terrible torture was going to happen to these two? The reactions of asking were not those of these LOL sisters. The next day, when the picture came to my head, as soon as you opened the door of your room, the dragon butler was waiting for you outside. With full respect, you took the step and asked the question. It was found that Mr. Abney has been caught, but they talked to each other. Sold it to us, but you have taken a lot of time in the translation. You got a little confused in reading a road printed letter. Dragon butler lowered his voice. In the voice of letters there was such a thing that it sang completely as soon as it entered my mind. When our team investigated in detail, it came to know that he was more than a blasphemer. No, but it's just an action. This scoundrel is now starting to grow like you are. You laughed out loud after hearing this. He is freeloading his own skin after traveling so far. This is really a #1 ticket. You gave a call sign and passed the order, so tell me to kill him by tripping him. He gave me the honor of self-defense that I needed. But he met this narrow place where even while breathing you feel like you are inside without any soul. The Wandering Master has prepared all the weapons for you overnight. All the weapons have been kept in the basement, just waiting for you to check yourself. As soon as you heard this, your inner conscience got awakened. You did not even consider it necessary to have breakfast and went straight towards the basement with Dragon Butler, but as if you opened that heavy door you remained stunned the whole time. You thought that all you men had done was to fire the pistols, but the truth was that you were surprised that only a few feet were left. Was it some self-defense? On the wall there were heavy weapons ranging from heavy firepower TUN-TV to small pistols to assault rifles and submachine guns, and in the corner you saw full boxes of RPG rocket launchers and grenades. At once Natalie was stunned. You picked up a small MP5 submachine gun with full accuracy. A dangerous machine that fires 800 rounds in one shot. If you put a stringer and medicine in it, it can make a human being dead in one shot. Had it not been for the arrival of the suit team, you would have just had fun by shooting some bullets. Those spoons decorated with lines, these people are like gold biscuits in your eyes. You are the one who is even more beautiful. You have lost your hands with the full dusty roof. Get the car ready to go to the action tonight, or don't let anyone spoil your death. As soon as you have stepped out of the basement, the Dragon Bat has defeated the entire army of old black-suited guards. Fight with your pistols. Fill all the heavy compartments of the trunk of the car with 24 MP5s and RPGs. Keep some boxes of greenies also, not one after the other. They started loading into the car towards the sky. Those few weapons of yours also got killed. Now they were completely finished. This was a completely domineering, streaky horror film while you were wearing your Expanse Desire suit and were watching the night pop tire action. On the other hand, in Changchun University, he was playing with death. He was staring at your sister. He was staring at your sister's back room. After reading about the normal family, he thought about the Chinese origin of this in his low thoughts. Your family is just one. The elder brother had just died, and there were some strong farmers in the village who did not have any strong background, and it was here that a few nights ago you were sent to me. It is a question of madness that the big brother had forgotten it so long ago. His overconfidence was so much that he started thinking that young master like you are not even suitable for cleaning his shoes. I looked at the scarf. Those eggs would be mine in any case. He blacked out his phone with his lips licked and a dignified face. He typed the money to the greenie roomie to whom he had already paid. The money will be received. The account of the greenie plan should be worked out. At the same time in the glass hostel, these three mean greenie roomies pointed at each other and said the rent took the lion home to wash her fake tears and got an emotional block. Your sister, who was about to edit her video, was forcefully pulled into a kitty bay by hand, and these two cows didn't even realize that as soon as they stepped inside the curtain of the kitty bay, a very low-profile block jumped like a lady and stopped in this vehicle. There was no one else in this vehicle but the top-tier bodyguards sent by you, sitting like two pahars. These two cats went inside the shed and opened the door of the private room next to your sister's. Inside were sitting some stray thugs who were not yet full, but your men did not stay there even for a night. Get out of here. Their voice was so cold and dangerous that there was no chance of rejecting it. Seeing the people sitting in the courtyard as big as the spiders, they got scared of the idiots. They picked up the money and pressed the button and ran away, realizing their goodness. In the same room next door, the situation was already very strange and tensed, so they were paralyzed, and they were looking at the rats in the other room who were busy and calling on the phone just to protect themselves. Alarm bells started ringing in their mind. They were not an idiot. They standing there in the green room looking at me with strange eyes. I took the initiative to go with him, so Langsua's heart started beating. Now she had completely understood the true nature of these people. She also moved her head and said that she would run towards Sedu Street as soon as Spring came out of the room, but it was very late. Someone opened the door of the room and there was a fight. He was standing at the door with a calculating and dirty smile on his face. Hey, he was the anchor. You are feeling shy. Your daughter-in-law is going to escort you. Seeing this, so Lang Shou's face turned completely white. He turned around and took out his phone so that I could not get confused. But then he passed by this green room. I pressed the button and threw his phone in the air. This woman made a fake and innocent look even after feeling completely unashamed and said while showing her face, "Hey, sorry, there was a spider there, or you are the master of war. Now you will have to give me a Let's model phone for our anchor, because that fake and amusing look could fascinate anyone. What you guys are doing is a crime. Let me know," so Lin Shou said while driving away from the door. But those granny roommates didn't care about the life or death of So Lin Shou, about their branded box. They said with a shameless smile, "You just take good care of Mr. and Marka." Started coming out of the room. The taxi drivers jumped without saying a word and were completely engrossed in their anger. Seeing the 100 Lin Shu pushed on the same roof, she plopped down on the sofa and started walking like flowers. I am the only one in this room, but as soon as these two green girls opened the door to go out, the part of their slits completely swelled, and the next moment all three of them, the women, started looking at me as if they had seen some hideous creature in broad daylight. While looking at the door, he jumped back inside the room. He was just about to force himself. Seeing this, he got scared and started shouting abuses. "You guys came back. Did all the three of them get fucked together?" But as soon as he looked towards the door with full anger and excitement, all the blood on his face evaporated and he froze as if he was struck by lightning. He saw that the two top-tier bodyguards sent by you at the entrance were like the angels of death. Their strong hands were holding the two spoons, which were holding them in the air like a dead body. They were hanging in the air with each hand like a dead body. These two poor spoons were thrown on the floor of the room with such pain that their muscles did not even notice the pain. "This is how your men changed these bones." While looking at the boy's eyes, the menu of the room was completely written from inside. It was written that the color given a few days ago, you had just made a joke out of your sister, and those block suits projecting from the trunk. The elder guards did not even look at the dead bodies lying on the ground. He looked towards the sofa and saw Sammy Langsui sitting there, whose clothes had become a little dusty. I saw fear for a moment in Gareth's eyes. If today he would have slept even a single inch or even scratched your sister, then you would have been sitting oversized, tearing the entire city of Jiangchang from its roots, while I will take you home safely first. So the eyes of the tongue turned red. Because of this, she had just escaped from death. She did not want to stay in this hell-like room even for another moment. On the other side, he was that stupid greeny Rumi Abhita was involved in the conspiracy. As soon as she saw that the game had turned, she fell straight on the ground on her knees and started digging her tongue. "Forgive us, we were forced. Please take us with you from here." She jumped and looked at the face of the fallen load, so she just kept digging her tongue. She did not look back even once and started digging straight away. Spring started following her, but after waiting till the door, I had a thought in my mind that Zhang Hao's prey is in crores. Will he face any big problem? Hearing this, I was surprised by the bird. There was a dangerous domineering in his voice, but I was completely tensed. "Since yesterday morning, all these insects will disappear forever because of your curse." At this time, the situation inside the room had become so heavy that my mother-in-law's line was also a problem. That rickety ring was the corner of my mouth. I was standing with the black legs. What have I done? The content of my door is in crores in this fight. Who can dare to touch me? Then this green girl again started getting angry. "Boss, I really don't have any line like this. Please let us know that this conversation was not even over yet." Slap. A sound like the sound of a cocked smoke was heard by your men. No one was bothered about such useless things like taking pity on other people. There was such a big pot in the other hand that the girl while attacking me let out 3 tears with blood from her mouth and half of her face got swollen and became like a balloon. There was silence in the entire room like a dead house. The rest of the girls had lost their breath because of the green girl's door. They forcefully suppressed the sound of their crying down their throats. What did you do when only those children were stunned by becoming Gonga? There was a word named Rom in the dictionary of your men. Slap slap was 2 more heavy and lying down, and those 2 girls also fell on the floor like a killed dog. Suddenly the whole room started crying like a cow. If another sound was made, then the other side of your face also got swollen and scarred. Bodyguard said suddenly in cold tone, shaking his hands. Those 3 girls are now like these ducks. Those whose throats were slit, they held the lips of their mouths to listen to the blood even though they were at work from the door, but did not have the strength to make a single sound. After cleaning these insects, the bodyguard's look was as scary as death looked straight at this ugly war. How many had never seen such a scary sight of death in their entire war? They stared into the red border. His leg started to swell like jelly and he fell down brown on the ground. So I don't have a machete to kill anyone. Bodyguard is against the idiots, but now the law and stupidity are increasing. The days are only meant to bind the weak, so I should really thank God that I am in my country now. Bodyguard is down, which is patting the cheek of the idiot like some stray dog. Which dirty hand had touched our table like the dogs killed by the battle gate? It started bringing its glory with tears in its eyes. No, I did not. One brain hurt the rust so much that it stained the same pant, and a strange smell spread throughout the room. Left hand was the left hand. Please let me go. There are many near my door. I will give you 1 million, just leave me alive today. What a mistake this is. It is not even equal to 1 day's interest in my overseas account. The bodyguard also did not even blink the plug. He picked up the heavy ashtray and hit the rustling left hand with full force. The sound of cracking bones was heard clearly in the whole room. All 3 Grinny jumped at the door and hugged each other and sat with their eyes closed. I couldn't even muster the courage to look at them now. I was explaining to them that he slapped them in the face of this end of the war as if a great devotee of God had called his door. I did not forget him for the second time. Due to the pain, the face of the war was completely disfigured, but he knew that his door was his last hope now. He dialed the number with a quick hand, and as soon as the phone was picked up he started crying like a child. He saw, please help me, someone wants to kill me. On the other hand, on the phone he kept hearing Nor H Jang Fugi. As soon as he reached the door he started coughing and started running with his horse. So when someone had the courage to touch him, the car jumped and snatched the phone from his hand and suddenly said in a loud voice, you are here, you are my number 4, I am here, and took it to him. Saying this he immediately hung up the phone. It was more than half an hour ago. In a short time Jang Guhi, sweating profusely, arrived there with his men, and as soon as he opened the door of the room, as soon as he came inside, before his eyes he saw 3 boys whose faces had become like those of a pig after sighing and writhing in pain on the floor. His own son, whose hand had been torn by the dust of his hand. Jang Gui passed out in pain, and in the next, within a moment, he was filled with anger. He gritted his teeth and asked, who are you all? My son has done this to me. Bodyguard stood up from his place very calmly and cleaned his hands with a tissue. You had asked me to come here not because I just wanted to see you in your stupidity that till this level an ignorant father has given birth to such a foolish son who has spoken his own will. Now I have. He has seen that I am walking, and after reaching the garden he kept the bodyguard. He turned and gave a very cold and dangerous look. Remember, if you show me all these things that touched us since yesterday, then the next time the conversation will not end with just making your face swell. He had been fighting as per his will for so many years in the jungle. He said till date he had never been so angry that his anger would come out. He looked at the bodyguard's tail while leaving. Have you acted blindly like a madman? So how did you have the courage to lay a hand on the son of a war warrior? Today's matter is not over yet. It is not over. The bodyguard is shocked to hear this. This fool is still thinking that he is not finished yet. He has a habit of forgetting now. Perhaps even an easy death will become a dream for him, so we should pray to the God above that he may live a little longer. The bodyguard has given a very scary and interesting story. I left my sight. My young master is still like this. When he will come back and will make a plan to play with you, then I hope that people like you will be able to dream even one day in front of him. He was clouded with the gas of his life, but how could he have known that the young master of this bodyguard was none other than the young master who was sitting over the seas while you were sitting on the return plane? Heap on this very plane the suspicion of all the joggers' extinction will start forever. So Lang was dropped back to the college safely, but his mind was still in sin. She could not stop herself and asked the bodyguard, "Are you guys surprised? They were protecting me by touching me and came at that time and saved me. Your hair is very big while my family is just a normal farmer." Before the bodyguard just consoled me. This is Lang. When you think more, when the time comes you will find out that you will fool yourself. When So Lang Show did not get any straight answer, he also left it there. In the meantime, he was the only one in the country. You were sitting comfortably in the third row of the VIP section of a very luxurious and top-tier international auction. You were bored and scrolling your phone. All the details of what happened to So Lang Show were only glimpsed by you. It was not enough for me to save money, and you had to nip this matter in the bud. You ran away and took over the marine transport business as soon as possible. You had to send a message to Roylon and completely take over the marine transport business. Even if you crushed them to pieces with money as soon as possible, the apple of the auction on the stage would lead to 2 chickens. The starting bid was $24 million. Would anyone like to increase the bid further? You calmly closed your position, and the second dragon butler sitting next to the mistake hit the dragon butler. The next second dragon butler said loudly and said, "$25 million, keep the foot of your furnace." You looked at the dragon butler as if he was a fool. Then the one who is interested in this matter said. The dragon butler said very innocently, "Young master, did this not be your secret signal?" Your hots twitched strangely to bid. It is amazing that the corner was hit by the mistake, right? You buy a cup for $25 million and go home and use it to drink hot water. Some common people sitting behind will be left speechless after seeing your $25 million flying like a goby tomato. While talking about this on the big screen, another item flash. This is a national treasure. Snakehead starting bid 10. All the Asian billionaires were waiting for millions of dollars in money. They were trying their best to raise the bid, but suddenly an overconfident foreigner stood up and bid $130 million in the entire hall. This price had completely cross-cut the limit. This foreigner thought that he had won the game, and his pride was also sky high. He felt that he had won the game and had raised his eyebrows. I said, Dragon Butler, I understood the hint." The entire hall suddenly gasped in shock. Everyone stared at me as if they had seen a ghost. "This is $150 million. You can buy an entire company." All the pride on the face of this foreigner disappeared, and he went away silently without uttering a word. After this, the heat was auctioned. The entire hall became completely moist. And that's not all. You bought the dozens of upcoming Tech 8s as if you were buying the stuff on sale at a cheap dollar store. Your own Charo hero, the same things that were hanging on the walls that you looted, but you saw that the paint was wet on the spot. We just wanted to loot a little money. You killed the entire army. Which normal person roams around in a business meeting carrying an RPG? First they thought of it as begging for mercy, then you placed the RPG in a big hole, then you took aim at the car ahead and fired. There was an ear-splitting explosion, and while that work was happening it got destroyed in its shell. Seeing this terrible blast, the bike rider behind stopped the work. She turned her bike towards the leaves and started trying to get it back. You initially did not want to come to Bihar by car, but seeing this action of Bihar your hands also started itching. You did it. I opened the door, took an MP5 from the Dragon Butler and stood at the front of the car and sprayed bullets on the flailing doors of the door. I was shocked to run away from your heavily armed army with some small pistols. It was like hitting eggs on a moving stone. There was no competition. The cheap guns of the leopards had hardly fired a few bullets when your elephant arrived. By then the car had emptied several magazines and fired heavy firepower of 800 rounds per minute. You had thought that I have come here to take care of all of you. All you were doing at that time was you pressed the trigger of this MP5 submission gun. You were having fun like a game. Then your eyes fell on a strange white thing in the middle of this scary rain of bullets. A small white crowd peacefully crossed the grass. Whose crowd was this? You aimed straight at him and pressed the trigger. A shower of bullets went straight towards him, but the result was that all the bullets fell on the grass and this little wolf did not even get a hair's breadth. Then he turned and looked at you and said to me, there was clear hatred and anger for you in his eyes. Did you say this before you could do it? You became intoxicated with gas. You threw it from your pocket into Long Butler's cowl and straight away took the single-page rocket launcher from the old man's hand. You placed its barrel on your butt and took aim while grinding your teeth. Even today I will see whether your luck has prevailed or my shell. Poor Miss Somsi also started flying round and round in the sky with a straight blow and hid behind the dust of the earth. The shepherd was shocked to see his wolf again, so much so that he breathed out and felt that he should not ask him directly to the top. Not even 5 minutes had passed and this fight had ended on one side. Then he sat down in the bulletproof rows and came back with pride. As soon as he sat in the car he gave Long Butler a shot and all the CCTV footage of the route was taken from the system. He took advantage of this solution which easily penetrates even into the Pentagon's talk. Doing a little work was like child's play. Straight shooting, as you knew very well that the FBI guys would surely come to buy your trouble. As soon as you reached there you got the hot water from the system just as you thought. The next day all the police guards rounded up the door of the house. So in the heat of being poor, I was in the heat of the summer, I looked down to watch there your two crazy lawyers left such arrows of legal phase on these police fellas. Why were they there? There was nothing left to say. They didn't even finish that. They ran away like a policeman after pressing the two of them. For some reason I found out that the girl was barking from behind. At the same time it was raining heavily in the checking area, so earlier she used to stay in Lang Xuan's hostel for 4 days, but after the first incident she left for the night due to 3 locks of wounds. Now only Su Lang Xuan was there. And the chainsaws were children, so they had also taken advantage of the topic of the next 7/8 hour. So the lame dog jumped with joy and said that it is better to go quickly. In the same pretext I will also meet my brother. On the other hand, there is a plaster on the broken hand. The warfighter was crying in front of his father. The warfighter: father has punished me for this lowliness, so I will not leave the lame dog alive. The warfighter was angry to see this useless son of his. I thought he was going to kill him, but his mind was just filled with anger, so I knew that he had ruined me. I dug the trunk of a lame dog, but did not touch even a small hole. If he again messed with me I would have given him another bite. Also he was strong. He knew that the one whose origin is not known destroys most of all, but if you meet him it is like a war. He was not ready to obey. He promised that if you don't help me I will take 10 times myself and finish it till 2 o'clock in the morning, till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Then finally we will reach Modu's luxurious estate from the plains. The peace that I got as soon as I stepped on the land of my house was the same. So this morning I came to welcome you with some meat, but you told the antiques that you had won in the action. I am proud of you, my king. How the living room leaders will sit on the sofa and take a look around. Ma and Sadu pointed towards the shelf in front of me and just looked there. The next moment those 2 pairs of heads worth crores of rupees, a pair of heads worth lakhs of dollars, and that very expensive bronze dragon, all of them were punished as if they were some small plastic toy. If the rich people of Bihar had come to know that they are ready to kill each other for these things, then they would have got brain hemorrhage. The day went by very early. Yesterday while watching your sister's stream I got the feeling that today everyone will be in fashion by 10 o'clock. You called Long Butler and gave him the airport base to take a car and bring Seekin young miss today. He was happy. You ordered to clean the garden and give him a small garden in the evening. I will wait for the master now. Long Butler crouched and asked 2000. The flight landed 25 minutes after leaving the park, so the flight landed in 25 minutes. So the lame dog and her friend Chun Zero and the limo came out of the airport. As soon as a black Rolls-Royce Phantom stopped in front of them, the lame dog was about to cross the road when the driver made a turn of 90 degrees and said, "Sir, take me to you." He too was sitting inside, and the rest of the time he felt that maybe he had made a mistake, but then he thought that if he had spent so much money on his stream about young village head name, then perhaps he would not have been such a careless person. But why was he calling Seeking young miss to all the people? In the beginning he looked towards Chun Zero, who just nodded and said softly in his ear, "Honey, we are together." Long Xuan sat down in the courtyard feeling proud. As soon as she sat down she started talking about her life before the day. Why did she think that if people were there she would be safe, and if anything happened the whole world would be able to see? It was 2 o'clock on Saturday. Soon more than 4 people joined the stream and the popularity was increasing. It reached madness among the friends. Those who want to know who is village head, they pressed one comment in the comment. So Lang Xuan said this: "I would like to say goodbye. I was blown away. Lizzie King, you really met this village head. This is the end of my story now." Lizzie King also knelt down in front of the coffee shop. "Oh my god, I have spent so much money. Who wouldn't laugh and have the guts to do this live stream? So look at village head, no one is dead and has grown bald." So the lame dog got scared by this comment. She knew that people will make stories out of nonsense. You people don't tell nonsense. There are only a few questions in my mind to which I need answers, and I want everything to be live. What you saw was nothing like what you people were thinking. The car went fast and went inside the estate. As soon as the big doors opened, the lame dog kept looking at the outside view. That house was no less than a European palace. When Kamru saw the luxurious view of the entire estate, then the balcony of the esteem was blown away. Brother, he said, this place will be in the sky again, and the number is one. I have heard that the price of this place is 100 crores. It's more than that. A dog has so much money, so living here is a matter of luxury. This is a palace of dreams, so I stayed here only for a visit. I ended my 20 years of single life with all my friends. The two cars stopped in front of the main building. So the long dog and his friends came out. As soon as they stepped into the hall, seeing the luxury of their world, they bought the gold medal placed there, the huge Fabi tight ball, and the antique behind it. On seeing the things kept on the shelf, a keen-eyed fan looked at the things kept on the shelf and said, I am dreaming on this shelf. There are two such things. This is not the only collection right now. Is it bad? Is the guy living in a house worth 100 rupees crores? He has kept fake things for his luxury. This lame dog will buy it there. When I came back with this beautiful maiden breakfast, she said with a smile. Seekin and Gus, at that very moment you started looking down from the second floor. You had a mischievous smile on your face. You were dying to see a smile on your sister's face. So Lin Chuan looked up, and the next moment she jumped up from the sofa like a spring. She was about to scold him and take the pot. How did you drive, brother? What are you doing here? Yes, he had thought of thousands of possible and not possible faces, but never even in his dreams had he imagined that his village head fan was none other than his own dog. Brother, surprise, fear, and immense happiness. Everything was together in his mind. But then my mind was stormed. Stop, lazy king. I called him brother. The year-old village head turned out to be his own dog. Brother, it was as if he was emptying his pocket and giving a kiss to the millionaire's sister. As soon as we went to the kitchen, so Lanchuan's senses went back to him when his sister-in-law had been with him, the few zeros and lemons that we were with him. As soon as I saw you, I suddenly became conscious, Mr. So Lanchuan got completely eavesdropped. Now it dawned on him that all the people around him had been sent by you, and he was the only fool who was not even aware of it. You laughed out loud, and that's it. On the other hand, he was too surprised he was left alone, but Zero took his phone in his hands with a bad understanding. But I couldn't stop looking at him. She turned away and hugged you. There were tears in her eyes. Now I explained to her that her brother was keeping us in the dark. He was becoming a shield. Those greedy people who saved him in KTV were also sent by you. Dirty brother, what kind of this is this? I am surprised that you had taken away my life, but your brother. You lovingly placed your hand on her head, but your eyes were surprised by the ice flow, and she died. You knew what he was trying to say. Whoever tried to jump where you were, I will not touch even one of them. Then you are back to the joke. Let's fill this arrow where I had shown another big surprise. At this time France of the stream was completely brother. I was out of control. This is like a toast in a movie. Yesterday when I thought I was sleeping, today the Arab girl has become the king's maid. She is sleeping in the palace of the king. Brother, what a fool. I liked this Raj Bardu father scene very much. At the same time, in the first class of a flight, my father was worried about looking at the clouds. Today when I got your call, he came to know that the stranger has a new heart. At first he was hesitant to come, but when you said that today he would give a lot of 02, he sat down in the train, making his younger brother limp. He sat limp on the side seat, just wondering why his elder brother was such a big man all of a sudden. He took his sister and turned her back towards the sister's garage. As soon as the door of the lift opened, the door of the lift suddenly opened. She stopped not at the garage but at the exhibition of the world's most expensive cars. Sex bulletproof range rude rupees to the balconites rose and peaked sex in the beach. Peter Long peaks sex and Addie looked like a bird's wing, but this was just the beginning of the real fun. So peaked inside sex supercars were a complete pair of fugitives. Martin and Curry kinks one another. That rare Apollo, that lame dog's mind completely collapsed. She remained looking at the boot. Her tongue was not able to support the print of the string, so I felt as if this is heaven. Have I become blind? She is in vain for my dream job. She too is in a hurry. Tell me, after seeing this collection of works, even the richest man of the country has come to you. I put my hands in my jaws and laughed loudly. I asked him as if he was buying vegetables and said, tell me which one he likes. Whatever he likes he will pick up his gift. Just think of a few crores of rupees. This is a matter of a few crores. The fans got jealous. Brother, this is what a human being is saying. We also want such a brother. Old rich brother, are you listening? How much are you guys enjoying? Brother, is there any room for keeping a pot in your 1,000 square meter estate. I also know how to be hungry and will eat the leftover food. Just keep me at the door. So the lame dog's eyes were looking at a purple-colored beast. Who is this king? You explained calmly that this is the sleeve of Martin Wilkery and this is that. And those red Ferraris are both yours, but these colors are getting brighter. Let's stay here around the estate for 2 days. Let's clean our hands till then. The lion will also come. The jealousy of the fence is now springing from the bear. The dog got such a brother. As soon as we came back to the guard's gate, the lion dog got the phone in hand and looked straight at the camera and said, "Friends, that's all for today. Now you have seen that Wiljit is my dog brother." Now when there was no spring, I turned my neck towards you and started staring at you. Brother, now hide the truth. You have just completed your graduation. I told you so much money. You knew that she would ask this. You have forgotten the lie. The day before suddenly a golden light fell from the sky and a white-headed bird appeared and said she is a poet and she needs a friend who can keep her horny. She gave some limited block cards and then disappeared herself. The golden dog got caught by the pair. She understood that everyone has their own secrets, so she didn't ask too many questions. She suddenly hugged me. Brother, you are very good to me. You caressed her little head. Girl, you are a lost sister. If I don't have any money on you, so what did I do with the tears on the world? Otherwise anyone would have thought that I would have been made innocent by pretending to be tender, and Papa had beaten me to death. Both the brothers and sisters were joking that they want to see the house now. That's enough. Mummy, Papa and the younger brother are just about to wear them. I am going to the airport to pick them up. I was thinking that Papa is also coming. How did I convince you? You mischievously said, "Go ahead." I saw that now he is coming here with a sigh of relief, so I am not going to go back. On the other hand, Lamb Butler was returning with a convoy of carts carrying his father's name and precious things, yet he was working in the back office of Mad Das Lambing Shipping Group. This was the company whose turnover had collapsed last year, and they had a fleet of screw ships, but today he was Sherman Wang Ping was sitting in his corner and was just thinking that who has done such a thing to him. He was not able to understand what had happened since the beginning of his ruin. The truth was that Langping Group was losing profits, but the situation was not so bad that the company itself had to be sold. Sherman Wang was not able to understand that the person in front of him was chasing him and what he had found. I wanted to put my hand on the table and ask him to get out, but there was not much time left in his life before the pressure of this coffee cup, so he opened the door of the cabinet. The secretary quickly took off his high heels. His face was white, and Wang Tang, who is the head of the new region of Global Group, looked cool as if he had jumped 10 years in the moment. What has happened has happened. That is what I am doing under. Well, let's talk about something. Global Group's representative Lycan entered the under with his 2 men. Wang immediately put a smile on his face and moved forward. He was not aware of your coming. Lycan waved his hand and addressed you. He gave the card in the middle and came to the head sitting straight on the sofa. Wang suddenly thought about our conditions. You will get the right of 10 dividend and your price will also remain the same. We are ready to buy them with 15 premium from the 41 price. This offer was really very tempting, and Wang Sir knew very well that he had crossed 50 and his luck would not be able to handle this group. The old hunters would eat him alive, and seeing Wang hesitating, he made another move. The truth is that our High Court has set aside a wish of $200 billion to buy the lame body. Our intention was to force him to cover the tea by hand, but our master respects you, so it would be better if you do not let this opportunity go by. In the mind of the person who has the power to electrify it, I wish for $200 billion in a year. If I sell my entire company, then only this amount will be less on the day of money. It was a matter of heartburn. They were absolutely merciless. They tried their lastest to defeat us. Wang Tang looked at these files and gave a smile on his face. Well, this was not a negotiation, this was the last one, but he said, so the end will be worse than death. Okay, I would sign, Wang Tang said while resting, but I have one condition. I have bought this company with my hard work. I will not hand it over to any foreigner. I want to meet your real owner. If he is an Indian, then I will sign right away. He didn't expect that I would be in this mess. She was still so curious. She went to the corner and called Rueluan. Rueluan did not have the courage to take a decision, so he called me directly. You were going to the airport. Hearing Wang Tang's words, you felt a feeling of love. Tell him tomorrow, go to the one state. I have gone to the master yesterday. I have to go to the now exploring estate here. Now imagine a sea in one state in the heart of this pink lady, but she did not bother to ask anything and just folded her hands. While leaving, Lycan placed his hand on her cheek and said a deep thing. It is nothing important that I have met my master. I should thank you for your good nature, whereas you had worn your royal name after making your mother, father and brother lame. As soon as he turned away from the car I was shocked to see this palace-like estate. When I saw this ancient Philistine land my heart sank. God, this time the land is lying vacant. How many cabbages and onions could have gone in it? Hearing this I became dizzy. This peasant style of my mother was going to be a bit difficult, so the lame people pointed towards a strange foot in the distance where their eyes met. And brother, I am not dreaming. Are these pines really valuable? Why did you cheat on me? So now whatever you do, don't leave any trace behind. God, it will be stunned. You had never thought that even your simple father had such a dark side hidden inside him. You deeply understood the meaning of Papa's statement about leaving me alone. Its meaning was clear, that the roots of the enemy should not be destroyed so that no one can look back. Papa and Mummy, now you will forget this and you will not go again. Lived comfortably in the same crore rupees villa. In a few days I started a trap. You tour the whole country. So life flashed in John's eyes. He spent his entire life in poverty. Now the son has power, so why throw mud in the village? He held Mummy's hand and said, listen sir, we have never celebrated monsoon in our entire life. Leave all this work to my son and let us live our world. Mummy turned red with shame and started scolding me. Right there, controlling your emotions. You looked at the dog and felt a sigh of relief. As soon as the garage door opened he started looking at me. When he waited in the queue for such a spa his saliva got stuck in the tub. You pointed towards these steel machines as if you were buying potatoes and flour in the market. Whatever you like, choose two things. When I go back to college I will give them a lot of work directly there. So first you feel happy, then his face fell. Brother, I don't even have a drumming license. I rolled my eyes at you. Such a thing. I bought the license first. After seeing the money it will be in your hands by tomorrow. So even if you want to drive a tank then your third brother will make way for you. So the tears in the eyes of the dragon went ahead. He jumped from the white corner to whom? And the cups came to change. You saw him roaming around in this place and they were realizing how much of a burden it was on this useless pasture. He was so scared. The girl he liked, he also called it Aim Suri because he felt that he was not good for him. Your spies had already found out everything. Foolish brother, how do you know that now we only have pennies? You felt that he will find the crow in a tricolor research tube every day. As soon as it became dark that 2,000 square meter garden started looking like a paradise. The world's best delicacies were sprinkled on me one after another. All around there were trees full of flowers and rows of maids dressed in designer uniforms. As soon as you get there with the rain on the signal of Lang Butler the police started fighting those explosions and light woke up the dewy sky. Seeing all this the lame dog became so emotional that it started shedding tears. Yet all the meadows together were 90 apart and their water reached the sky. I am blessed to be born on this day. Such a sight cannot be expressed even in my dreams by this man. I used to see the happiness of my family in your mother's glass and there was a twinkle in your eyes. The cow's eggs are gone now. It is the turn of the clowns who had troubled him. The time has come for them to beg on the dam. The banquet is over. You took a shower on a wall and entered your sister-in-law's room. He was sitting in the balcony and staring at Chant. I made a noise and slapped his head. Are you wise? What is he thinking by making him a god here? So the lame man filled even a moment. It would be nice if someone served it to you. And you follow me later. So what should be done? You felt as if he had been slapped hard. He has just turned 8 and the young woman is wanting. This is what should be thought about in the coming times, that I am the king of the world. So why are you sitting here talking about old things? You didn't ride that much. That's because you eat too much salt. So Lang Tao turned back and replied, his day opened with your sensual humor. You have placed your hands behind your head and will also remain silent. Son, I know everything. End that gray child story. Now we have no shortage of money. You placed your hand on his shoulder. Now just remain. The honey of the book said it with a mischievous smile, and she was the one who posed on you. I have collected all the bags of it. It looks good and is also beautiful to look at. From now on go out and about with him. Be busy in books all the time. I don't get a wife from him. You became bitter and his shoulders became bitter. Remember, your pitch is the pride of our family. We don't blame anyone if someone tries to touch us. Push him away. I will take care of the rest. Now go to sleep, Anne. Tomorrow you will not pass by. You walked towards your room when Kezia limped and the deer was standing there. Brother came to know about my proposal from what I talked about. Next time you sprinkled 3 spoons on the spring asphalt road of the village. Standing up, Lom Battler and Old Gars were standing in the queue. The whole conversation was tight. You started explaining to the lame dog how to operate these grinding machines. I didn't even know you were old, but I had to show my brother's attitude. After half an hour they stopped and started walking on the road. Still after doing a black job, the loam stopped near Battler.